Hello, Christ the King artists. Welcome to Art with Mrs. Casey, YouTube lesson number 3. Today, we are going to be focusing on primary colors and line and creating art inspired by Dutch artist Piet Mondrian.
Piet Mondrian was a Dutch artist born in the Netherlands in 1872. He is best known for his abstract paintings, such as this one behind him. Art that is abstract does not show things that are recognizable or realistic, such as people and animals. Instead, abstract artists use colors, shapes, and textures to create. Mondrian loved to create and mix his own paints. He never used paint from a bottle. He began painting realistic scenes, but is most famous for his abstract paintings made from squares and rectangles and using primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. Today, we are going to create art inspired by those famous paintings. Today, you're going to need a piece of white paper, a straight edge such as a ruler or a book, or a piece of wood like I'm using, a pencil, primary colors of any kind, yellow, red, and blue, and something black, either a Sharpie, colored pencil, crayon, or marker. Step 1, we're going to create our lines. Make sure you have a pencil and that straight edge. We're going to line it up parallel to the edge of the paper and lightly sketch some vertical lines. They don't have to be close to each other or far away or evenly spaced. Just add lines from top to bottom the way that you want. And then next, you're going to add some lines parallel to the top and bottom of the paper. You're going to make kind of a grid, creating different squares and rectangles. You can make as many or as little as you want. I'm making squares within squares and rectangles within rectangles. Next, we're going to trace over those lines with Sharpie. Take your time. These lines don't have to be perfect. If you feel that you can't make them as straight as your original lines, just reuse that straight edge you were using before. Here's a tip and a trick. If you don't like the way your lines turn out, no big deal. You can trace over them and make some lines thicker than others. So in the end, you might have some lines that are really thick and some that are really thin, and some of your lines might even turn to solid black squares. And that's okay. Just have fun with it and kind of create as you're going along. This is my favorite part, adding color. We're going to get out our primary colors, which are yellow, red, and blue. And we're going to choose a few squares to add color to. I'm going to start with the biggest square, and I'm going to make it yellow. Yellow to me is joyful and happy, and I want that to be the central focus of my picture. Here's a tip. Make sure that as you're adding color, whether it be markers, crayons, colored pencils, oil pastels, or paint, to move your color the same direction. I'm choosing to go from side to side. And here's another tip. Once you have your first layer of the color, feel free to add another layer over it if you're not happy with the texture of it. Once you've chosen those squares to add color to, then you're finished. Ta-da! You have a Piet Mondrian inspired piece of art. I am sure that yours is going to be beautiful. Who will you share it with?